Hi, this is Ramirez with Tidewater Renaissance Fighting Arts. Today I'm here with Christine and we're going to talk a little bit about the Blackfencer Sharp Sims, which are their synthetic line, but you'll notice that they have these ridges. And these ridges, I can bring this up to the camera, help to reenact if you had a sharp blade and it was biting into your opponent's blade. This is a very valuable training aid. I've been using it for the past like 3 years, and you've been using it for what, 4 or 5?
4 or 5, yeah, for sure.
And we really do like them because we're working with new people, and even with steel, you don't always get a good bite. And what I mean by that, if we cut into one another, I'll be cutting this way, if you'll just counter me.
Oh, okay,
Yep. So if we cut here, they actually stick. So these don't slide down unless I turn my blade. Now I can come down, but that initial, if they catch, they lock. This leads to some really fun stuff for us, or at least for me, because normally if these just slid around, I'm going to deliberately hold them the wrong way and just let's kind of act as if we're slapping the blades rather than cutting. Okay. If we're like this is a lot of times what happens with a regular synthetic. But if I can go for a cut and really kind of come in, because of that catch, initially, I'll do that a little slower. So to come in here, I can actually ride up. This can allow me to get in and do one of my favorite things, pommel strike.
To my face.
But if it didn't, we wouldn't have that. She'd be able to escape that a lot easier. But anything that we do, so if I'm in flug and she comes in with her cut, it really does kind of stop that, and it changes. So if I want to turn my blade, we get some reality in terms of, like, you know, if she fights me on any of this, I gotta like really work. It's not just gonna slide on its own. I'm pushing down, it's locked in there. We've just found that this gives you new appreciation, and especially if you're practicing standard plays, sometimes you can wonder why this doesn't work when I'm working with steel, this doesn't work when I'm working with a synthetic, but then the minute you start putting the bite in there, it does work. It makes sense in some realities. You know, you see situations where someone might kick another person. I was like, why would you kick someone? I have a sword. But the answer is, if we cut and we're kind of stuck here, then that kind of makes sense to do and knock someone down. All sorts of things. Grappling makes a lot more sense when, for whatever reason, we're cutting and we're stuck here. And now it's like, okay, rather than monologuing, I want to grab and do something. So that creating the bite really does make a difference. It makes a difference for also going around. Why don't you take this one? So if we cut here, if she wants to come around here, so come around, yeah, that actually frees it up. And you understand why that works. It's the same idea. If I do that, we're here, and that makes sense to come around because the blades are stuck, and this doesn't happen with the other blades. So good news, Sharp Sims, really, really awesome.
Yes.
Bad news, if you're in the United States, these are really hard to come by.
Yes.
So I know you had an experience with the club where you ordered them and then they conveniently never showed up.
We did, yes. We ordered them from Blackfencer. Blackfencer sent a shipment
To another company
that was the U.S. distributor, and then they sold it off to other people instead of sending it to us. And so that can be a little hard to get the United States distributor to send you swords.
Now, in all fairness, I got this one from Blackfencer. I had also ordered my Montante from them, so they were happy to do that. The shipping was outrageous. It was like $200. But if you get a group order, it is possible to kind of order them directly from Blackfencer. I spent a lot of money on the Montante, and then this just kind of came with it. I paid for it, but it came with it. Any sword Blackfencer makes a synthetic of, you can have made into a Sharp Sim. So that's another thing. If you're doing Polish saber, or you're doing rapier, or you're doing side sword, or you're doing arming sword, any sword they make that's a synthetic, they can make a Sharp Sim. I think it's a $15 or €15 add-on to make that. So the nice thing is, you want to do Messer, you can get it with a Sharp Sim. So These are really cool tools. I know there's another gentleman in our club who has one. He's also he's almost insistent on using these. He's like, I don't want to use anything else. So I really like them. You'll notice that in Christine's case, hers does not have a ring guard. Mine does have a ring guard on it. But any blade they make, and I found this ring guard incredibly useful, and she's found this ring guard very, very annoying. So it's another nice thing that you can get with them. And I don't know off the top of my head, but I know that it's a $15 upgrade. It'll depend on the weapon that you get, how much they cost. The distributor, I believe, currently for Blackfencer is SoCal Swords, so you can see they don't generally sell the Sharp Sim on their site, but you might be able to email them to specifically request it. That might be a little bit more hit or miss, but you can always try if you want to do a group order from Blackfencer. If you're in Europe, the easiest way is just to go to Blackfencer directly, and you can order these anywhere there. All right, once again, my name is Ramirez. I'm with Taiwan Renaissance Fighting Arts. This is one of our other instructors, Christine, and I will see you in the next video.